dinner. I told you that I need to cook the
Stopping in, we been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we been locking in. Now let's elevate, took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race, people's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight. Stopping in, we been tapping in. We ain't never late, dropping gems, we been locking in. Now let's elevate, took else to win, running laps again. This is steady race, people's champ, boy, yeah, you know I've been the heavyweight.
Yo.
Brace yourself.
Yo.
What's going on, y'all? We back at part 3. We're here for the playground. That's where I spend most of my days.
I love it.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff planned, but per usual, somebody had to come and break it up in the middle. Your boy Kyrie Irving has informed the Brooklyn Nets that he's requesting a trade or he will be entering free agency at the end of this season. There is so the trade deadline is next Thursday at 3 p.m. He literally gave them less than a week to get up out of there.
I mean, they give 2 weeks notice.
He's like, y'all about to know this in 2 weeks. I ain't gonna be there.
Yo, this is crazy, yo. Kyrie at his finest.
You wanted to put
so many Net fans I have to call right now who was talking.
Y'all
crazy,
just named this man a starter for the All-Star game. Now look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Now look at you.
Yo, listen. I think you just showed me a little while ago all the commitments that he made that he has not stayed true to.
He said that he was never going to leave Cleveland. Left Cleveland. Said he was never leaving Boston. Left Boston. Then he said, I would never leave my man number 7 anyway. Just because of the trade. Why do you guys keep believing this man? No, I don't understand.
Believe me. Believe me.
Use a lie. Use a lie.
Till you do right by me.
Everything will be done on to you twice over.
Yo, listen. All right, let's get into it. Where potentially does he land?
So the word right now is there's 3 teams that are his potential suitors.
My bad. Sorry, y'all.
Apparently 3 teams have already entered into talks.
Okay.
You want to take a guess?
Clearly LA is one.
Yep.
Dang, I'm trying to think of who the other 2 was because I'm only thinking LA. Miami Heat.
That's another one. There's one other team that they're saying that I've already talked to him.
Dang, if I had to throw one out there, I would say maybe the Mavericks.
It's absolutely the Mavericks.
Is it really?
Yeah, that was Mavericks.
Oh, shoot. All right.
Those are apparently the people that are already on there.
Okay.
All right. Before we get into all these other teams, out of those 3 teams, where would you like to see him at? And where do you think it's more likely that he ends up at?
I know for sure he's going to end up in LA.
Okay.
Whether they trade him or he goes there in free agency, he's going to LA.
Why is that? Why do you say that?
Yeah. Okay.
My thing is like, why do you want to play with LeBron James so bad? You spent all those years talking trash about what it was like to play with LeBron James. Why do you want to go back and play with him so bad?
Because he figured it out. He figured it out.
He saw Rondo hold that ring up. He's like, you got to be kidding me.
He figured it out. These ain't as big as they mouth. But I would think it would be entertaining to see him in Dallas. I would like to see how him and Luka will coexist, and you know what I mean. Luka desperately needs some help over there. You know what I mean.
I mean, you voted your boy Dinwiddie to be a starter for the West.
I like Dinwiddie,
and so like
not a starter, a reserve.
Yeah, as a reserve.
Yep, I like Dinwiddie. I think he's been balling. I think he's always been like overlooked or underrated, and I think he does a lot for every team that he goes to, and he don't get the credit that he deserves. And you gotta think, if you're looking at what
Brooklyn's gonna take him back.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's somebody else. But they don't really got a lot of pieces.
Who doesn't? The Mavericks?
Yeah.
The Mavericks have some of the worst pieces that have ever existed.
Right. And that's what I
your boy Tim Hardaway probably
I was doing reserves. That's what I accounted to. Like, I was looking at the top teams and who their clearly top all-star was, and like who's helping that all-star get over the hump most games. And Dinwiddie's one of those guys. So it's like, yeah, I don't think Dallas can make it happen, because they would have to give up the farm and just say we just gonna rock with Luka
just to make
Kyrie.
The money work.
Right.
It would have to be Tim Hardaway has to get thrown in.
Yep.
Dinwiddie's most likely has to get thrown in because of what do you need Dinwiddie and Kyrie for?
Right.
So then you're losing Christian Wood, Dwight Powell, things of that nature, like Kleba. Like, nobody wants them anyway. So it's like, that means you got to pick it up.
Nah. And if you're telling me, as Brooklyn, you're telling me take that or take Westbrook for Kyrie straight up, I'm taking Westbrook. Even though it's going to piss KD off. But, I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you.
There's other teams that can make it work financially. Right.
Nobody's taking Kyle Lowry's $30 million contract, bro.
So, like, to us, the Heat are the least
that man
likely.
Is Mario Chomp.
But the thing is, yes, Kyle Lowry probably has to get thrown in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're the Heat, or like if you're the Nets, and they tell you, listen, you take Kyle Lowry, you take Tyler Hero, you take Duncan Robinson, and you take a couple of these picks for Kyrie, you still saying no?
Wait, say that again?
Kyle Lowry,
mm-hmm.
Tyler Hero,
mm-hmm.
Duncan Robinson,
mm-hmm.
some picks.
I'm taking that.
You taking that over Russell Westbrook and 2 picks?
Yeah, because you said Tyler Hero and Duncan and some picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. And Kyle Lowry, he could finish out the rest of this year at point guard. I would take that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, the Heat have pieces. They can throw.
How much does he have? How many years does he have left on that contract?
Kyle Lowry?
Yeah.
He just signed that deal. So, like, I want to say he's got like 2 years. If you want, if you really want me to look it up, I will.
I don't.
All right.
It just made my
I think he's got 2 years left.
Yeah. That's tough.
So there's other teams that can make it work financially. You got your OKC, Phoenix, Utah.
Can he block a trade or he goes wherever they trade him to?
Wherever they trade him to.
Oh, okay. But those teams, they're not going to take a trade because you're not going to get Kyrie to stay.
Somebody brought this trade up. Just real quick. Like I said, this is fresh. This is breaking news. So like people are saying whatever that they want.
Yep.
Who says no in a CP3 for Kyrie Irving trade?
Ooh.
Who says no?
I say yes. I think that helps both teams. I think that helps both teams. That money works too.
Actually, CP3 makes more, so like they probably have to throw in like Joe Harris or some shit like that.
What? Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, I would like to see what both teams look like with those players on them. That would be dope. That would be dope.
So Kyrie, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton combo?
Yeah, it's not like it changes the ball demand because both of them are ball dominant guards. So, and then Chris Paul is going to find KD more often than Kyrie will. So it makes KD happy. You get a floor general for those young guys, but then Kyrie's out here mixing it up, takes pressure off of Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton can stop acting like a sucker because they got to guard both of these dudes, so it helps you to be a better player. I don't know. I like that trade, man. I like that trade.
So what I think actually happens, is like especially if I think everybody is under the belief that he's going to end up a Laker. I don't think it's a 1-for-1 trade. I think it is. There's going to be a third team involved.
Okay.
And there's been one team that's kind of coveted Russell Westbrook for whatever reason it may be, and that's the Utah Jazz. So like I think Kyrie goes to LA. Okay. Russell goes to the Jazz, and then Jazz players are what go back to New York or Brooklyn. So like I think we could see a Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson combo come back
to the Nets.
To the Nets.
I ain't mad at that either.
That's what I'm saying.
I ain't mad at that either.
I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that happen. Where do those Lakers picks go?
I'd rather see Jordan Clarkson on the fourth than Joe Harris anyway. Oh, man.
And it's like, Utah clears all that cap space by doing that.
Jordan deserves to be somewhere else anyway. Do you ever see the video of them interviewing him?
Which one?
Jordan Clarkson.
But I'm saying there's a lot of
the lady's like, could you spell your name? And he spells his name out. And she goes, have you been to a lot of
Utah Jazz? Yeah, all right. So we are talking about the same one. Like, all right.
I've been to a lot.
Yeah. I was like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But another team that has the pieces and can facilitate something is the Chicago Bulls. So the question is like, what do the Bulls want back? You know what I mean? So it's like...
No. What would the Nets get from the Bulls?
Yes, but at the same time, like, I don't think that they want Kyrie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, they're just trying to blow it up. So, like, if they're just trying to blow it up, what is it that they want? They probably want the Russell Westbrook contract. But then it's like, who goes? Like, is it DeMar DeRozan? Is it Nikola Vucevic? Is it Zach LaVine? If you're the Nets, So, like, if you're the Lakers, you're going to get Kyrie back. If you could swing Vucevic, that would be great. Like, I think he'd fit perfectly with that team. I don't think that they have the pieces in order to do that. Like, I don't think that because they would need, like, one more player to go over there. And it's, like, probably Pat Bev is, like, the person that takes that spot, if that's the case. So, like, let's just say that they do have X player to make it work. Oh, my God. And let's say Vucevic is one of those players that go.
Okay.
If you're the Nets and you're going to get either DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine, which one do you actually want for Kyrie Irving? You're giving up Kyrie Irving. You got to get something back. What are you trying to take back?
DeMar DeRozan.
You want DeMar, who just got named as All-Star reserve?
And I feel like he's more durable than Zach. Like,
but he's old as dirt, though. Like, this is a guy who got drafted.
Get the same amount of games. Get the same amount of games.
It's like, at least Zach LaVine, you could convince Kevin Durant, like, hey, like, you guys, you got the Zach attack. Like, you guys could be something.
Taking DeRozan.
It's not working. It's not doing it for you. What if they throw in Vucevic to them? We'd be like, yo, like, here's Zach LaVine and Vucevic.
Vucevic ain't really been showing up.
He's been trash. That's my whole point of, like, the Bulls don't want him. The Bulls are like, we got to get out of this contract.
They were so hyped when they got him, too.
So hyped.
Those fans was going crazy.
I don't know if you remember that trade. Like, do you have any idea, like, how bad that trade has become? Like, they gave up Vucevic. They gave up Wendell Carter.
Yep.
The pick that became Franz Wagner, a trade that's coming up, a pick that's coming up this year, which is probably going to be top 3 and one of the craziest drafts that we've seen in quite some time. And there was another player involved in that.
Yeah, I know.
It's wild.
I know. That's why I told Bulls fans, all right, laugh now, cry later.
You know Bulls fans still?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because they was talking crazy when these trades started happening. They was winning games and all this other stuff and went to playoffs.
When they were saying DeMar for MVP?
In the first round. Yeah, man. Come on, man. All right, we digress.
But, like, we're on the Kyrie thing. We're pretty sure he's going to end up in LA. Is there any other team that you would because this is the two things, right? You have to be what team has a need for a point guard and what team is willing to put up with Kyrie Irving. What's going on?
I'm just thinking about B-Miz being so sick about this.
Because that's going to be another thing I'm going to get to in a second.
He goes to L.A.
I got another one in a second. But, like, if he doesn't go to L.A., what if he does go to L.A. and he goes to the Clippers? What if there's a Clippers trade in there where it's like Reggie Jackson, Zubac, whatchamacallit, Luke Kennard, something like that. And it's like, now you got
him and Kawhi could
John Wall.
Though?
That's what I'm saying. Now you got Kawhi. And now you got.
Could him and Kawhi coexist though? Sorry.
I could get into my Kawhi bit if he wants it right now.
No.
The Lakers would be the stupidest people in the world, or the Clippers would be the stupidest people in the world to get that trade done. But it's like, why not? Why can't they? He's playing with Reggie Jackson, bro. Like, he played with Lou Williams. Like, I think.
Sheesh, I don't know, man. This is crazy. Let's see. Wednesday is not that far away either.
It's Thursday. Next Thursday.
Thursday is not that. So
it's less than. He gave them less than a week.
Less than a week.
What is that? He literally gave them 6 days.
Yeah.
6 days.
Sheesh.
So, like, what team would be willing to put up with Kyrie Irving antics anyways? Because it's not none of these young teams. Because it's not you about to come blow up. Like, put it this way. Like, my Pistons wouldn't trade for Kyrie Irving because it's like, what the hell? I'm going to put you next to Cade Cunningham? So that way you can stop the motorcade? Stop our progress of Jordan Ivey or Jaden Ivey?
I'll be honest with you, man. If I'm Brooklyn, man, I'm trading this man somewhere where he don't want to go.
Where's that? The Houston Rockets?
To be honest with you, it just still doesn't work because a lot of them teams are just going to say no because there's no guarantee that he's going to sign after you trade him.
That's my thing. Is like that's part of it. That goes a part of the Kyrie antics.
So he's in complete control right now.
Or he's doing the opposite. He's got no control. Because then if they don't trade him, what are you not going to play the rest of the season? And then you leave in free agency, and it's like all of these teams that you want to go to, now you're going to have to take a pay cut. Because you can't just go to the Lakers unless you go there on like the veteran minimum. Is that what you're trying to do? Or like, and also too, if we don't trade you, now you have to sit here for the rest of the season and look at Kevin Durant. Like, whatchamacallit? Like, damn, bro, like, my bad. You're going to do that all year? You sound crazy, bro. You sound crazy.
This is going to unravel very messily. All right, let's get off of this.
So then here's the other piece of it, right?
What?
Kevin Durant, bro. Like, this is
The Nets are about to be a wrap.
This is like what, the 7th or 8th teammate that's requested to be traded from you or been different from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you that guy or are you not that guy? This is the guy that like you're trying to. I say I'm just saying people have said like it's just like yo better than LeBron. I'd rather have Kevin Durant than LeBron. Like Kevin Durant does this more than LeBron. Like all this other stuff, or whatever. There hasn't been, besides Kyrie Irving, how many teammates have been? I need to get away from LeBron. Kevin Durant has lost Russell Westbrook. He's lost James Harden twice. He's lost Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and all those guys. Draymond. Kyrie now. Ben Simmons is on the team. Like right now, it's like this is his own. Like people talk about LeBron, right? Like just this year, where he's like always complaining about the Lakers roster and he's doing all this and all this other stuff or whatever. But it's like, oh, it's all been his doing. This has been all you're doing too. You could have went to New York and done something different. You could have went here. You could have brought this person. You decided to hitch your wagon to this Kyrie Irving train, and now look at you. Look at you now. Look at you. And it's like what? And
went to the Knicks. You would have won the ring.
And it's like, for what, bro? For what? Like what? Man. And like you're being loyal to people who aren't loyal to you.
Yeah.
So, but like I think it does speak to like Kevin Durant as like a leader in general, where it's just like I feel like I've never seen someone who's like I need to go play with Kevin Durant, except for Kyrie Irving, and now he don't want to play with you.
Yeah, it's factual.
And I'm pretty sure James Harden, when he got to Brooklyn, because he has said a big piece of the reason why he was requested to go to the Sixers was because of Kyrie Irving. I'm sure that like when he went to go play with him, he was like, yo, what's good with your boy?
Right.
And like he's like, yo, what's up with him? And Kevin Durant was like, yo, that's my guy, I stick by him. And like, yo, he's just like, yo, man, like I feel like we get rid of old boy, like me and you, we could do some things. He's like, nah, that's my dude. I gotta stand tall. And James Harden was like, stand tall with him. I'm gonna go trust the process over here, and you're gonna get Ben Simmons in return. And it's like, look at you. You want to be LeBron James so bad, and you don't have what it takes to do it. You not led GM. You don't got it. You don't got it, bro. Either take the mic or switch topics.
I'm switching topics, man. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. All right, we'll mosey on over to. Oh boy, who's trying to make everybody in the league hate him. And that's none other than Dillon Brooks, who had an altercation with yet another person last night, and that was none other than Donovan Mitchell, which led to both him and Dillon Brooks being ejected for the rest of the game, and the Cavs proceeded to beat the Memphis Grizzlies by 20, who was supposed to not be worried about nobody in the league, but they continue to keep.
No, we're not worried about anybody in the West. We're only worried about the East. That's
what there you go. All right, well, plenty of reason to be worried about the East because the Cavs just mopped you without. I mean, Darius Garland was coming down just pulling up in people's faces, but nonetheless,
he started off the game like that too. Like he was like he got like 6 points so easy, and then was just like, all right, I'm gonna dish for a little bit,
right? And
then Donovan Mitchell left. He's like, all right, I guess I can start scoring again,
right? So, long story short, Dillon Brooks was going to the rack, right? Yeah, Dillon Brooks was going to the rack. He gets fouled by Donovan Mitchell. It wasn't nothing that was egregious or out of control.
I don't even think he gets fouled by Donovan Mitchell. Like, he just gets fouled by somebody else.
Definitely Donovan Mitchell.
Was it?
Yeah. So, there was another person there, but I'm pretty sure the foul was called on Donovan Mitchell.
I don't think the foul was called at all because Donovan Mitchell picks up the ball to start passing it out. And then that's when Dillon Brooks comes over.
No, there was a foul. I think there was a foul.
And nut chops him.
Yeah. So, Dillon Brooks goes up. He gets fouled. He falls to the floor. Donovan Mitchell standing there. From what I seen, Dillon Brooks clearly looks over and sees Donovan Mitchell there and does a full another roll. So after he fell, he rolled. And it was kind of like he rolled, like you see them videos where the guy's like, oh, I need to do the dishes. And he rolls his ankle and then he ends up like in his shorts, in a basketball shirt, headphones onto the Xbox. And that's how Dillon Brooks fell. Like he rolled the first time unintentionally, and then there was another roll. And in that roll, he flails his arm and hits Donovan Mitchell in the crotch. Donovan Mitchell falls, gets upset, throws the ball at Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks and Donovan Mitchell both get up. He pushes Brooks right quick and then throws him to the floor, and then they both get ejected from the game. Dillon Brooks is wilding, bro.
He's a sucker, bro.
You're a sucker, bro.
I don't know what is the Memphis Grizzlies deal where all of a sudden they went from being everybody's favorite to they were like, what if we just piss everybody off?
Right. We want to be the bad guys of the league.
And it's like they're doing it, and it's like people are hating the Grizzlies now.
Yes, they are.
They have really turned like on them like real quick.
Yeah.
Because they just
won't. John Morant has a civil suit appeal going on right now, or pending right now too, because he was somewhere playing basketball. And some 17-year-old was talking crazy to him. And I guess they said John Moran was like, should I do it to him? And then he ended up hitting the kid in the face. He's like a 17-year-old kid. Like, I'm pretty sure the kid was out of line, maybe playing overly aggressive defense or whatever. I don't know if this was during the season or if this some out-of-season stuff that's just popping up, but supposedly he punched some 17-year-old kid in the face. Like, I don't know what's going on in Memphis, man. Like, you would have think these dudes won the last 3 ships the way they acted. Like,
all I can think about is the Pat Beverly celebrating the Minnesota. Like, you can tell everybody. He's like throwing his jersey in the crowd. It's like, right. You just made it to the playoffs.
That's it. So,
acting like you just won a ring.
So, yeah, Dillon Brooks, man, you're going to mess around and find yourself in free agency. You keep acting like this, man, because don't nobody owe you nothing, man. You out here acting like you're giving people 30 a game. They still have Desmond Bane. They still have a whole lot of people that don't require them to keep
Yo, Desmond Bane went to go get into that scrum, and I was like, bro, this brother is just a muscle.
Yes.
It reminds me of Doug Martin, the muscle hamster.
His arms are so little.
He's so, like, yeah, his arm, like he's a team. He's like a triceratops, bro.
He's like, hey guys, stop it.
That 3 ball is water, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And it's even more reason for them to not have to keep Dillon Brooks. So keep playing around, fam. You're gonna find yourself on a trading block.
You'll find yourself in Brooklyn.
Keep
playing.
In a 4-team trade.
You can tell everybody.
Right. So I don't know what's going on, like you said, but Donovan Mitchell made it very clear, like, yeah, I mean, we've been had an ongoing thing because I've been busting his tail for years now, so I can understand why he's mad. Like, so yeah, that's it. That is what it is. I know in other news, the All-Star reserves were picked.
Yep.
We did do a list of thinking of who we thought the reserves were going to be. I believe you went 10 out of 12 impressively, and I was like 7 for 12.
I was gonna say, did you want me to bring your list up?
No, but you look like you're going to do it.
Because I already had it up. Because I can tell you my list.
I mean, we know who it is. It's all the reserves that got picked except for 2. Who's the 2 that you didn't get?
I had Siakam.
Siakam didn't get picked?
Yep. I had Siakam and De'Aaron Fox. And the people who took those...
I think De'Aaron Fox should have made it.
And the people who took those spots were Paul George, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Heck no, I would have took the 2 over those 2.
Yeah, like, I think a lot of people were complaining about
Paul George,
Jaren Jackson, but I think they should be complaining more about Paul George.
Yes, I would definitely take De'Aaron Fox over Paul George. I think De'Aaron Fox was also one of my picks. And I know Siakam was one of your big favorites because we were talking about him early in the season.
I didn't see RJ Barrett on the ballot. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Like, he didn't receive like any votes, like, at all. Like, it was kind of crazy.
Are you deflecting? Are you deflecting now?
I'm just wondering. I was like, did I miss something? Like, I didn't even see Charles and the crew argue about it. Like, yo, where was RJ Barrett?
He respectfully declined to give it to Brunson.
Because, like, you think, like, there's 12 players on each side, so there's 24 players. So, like, that means, like, these are the top 24 players, like, right now. Right. RJ Barrett, like you said, is one of the 15 best players in the league, and he didn't wind up making the All-Star team, like, as a reserve.
And neither did Siakam, so I guess they're chilling together.
Somebody's absurd.
I guess they'll both be wearing their fanciest outfits. I never said that Siakam was one of the 15 best players. He did make third-team All-NBA last year, which I brought up. You said he was going to be an All-Star.
I think he should be an
All-Star.
He should have, yeah.
All right, I feel the same way about RJ. And neither one of them did, so I guess we were both wrong.
There was a New York Knick that I thought was going to make the team that didn't, which I was also surprised by.
Jalen Brunson.
I thought Jalen Brunson was quite a snub.
I thought he should have made it over Julius Randle. I know Julius Randle's numbers are crazy, but the reason that they are and the Knicks look different is because of the addition of Jalen Brunson. So I thought that was a bad snub. Agreed. I think if you take any Knick, you take Jalen over Jules.
But it's like,
and whenever you reward Jules, he turns back into a pumpkin. So it's like I'm worried about what he looks like after the All-Star break.
Now maybe you guys will get the Nets in the playoffs.
Ooh.
You never know.
We're in the 7th seed right now, though.
You guys will be playing against Kevin Durant and Dillon Brooks, but that duo with Ben Simmons, Simmons.
That would not be too bad to get.
You know what would be great? I just want to throw this out. I know that we're gonna get bad off course. If the Lakers traded, right? They trade Russell Westbrook, they trade Pat Bev, and like all the pieces that they need to trade, right? And the Brooklyn Nets is like, if you take this trade, you're gonna get Kyrie Irving, but you have to take Ben Simmons as well. And they take Ben Simmons back, and then LeBron James revitalizes Ben Simmons' career. Would be the best thing that could ever happen. Because I'd be like, How is he not the GOAT? This man, this is a lost cause Ben Simmons that nobody believed in anymore. LeBron took the land of misfit toys and like brings him and makes him a viable player again.
It's not about to happen. You digressed us for no reason. This brother's tripping. All right, so in other news, Giannis further is trying to staple himself in the MVP race as he went off for 54 with a game-saving block and a game-saving dunk.
Yeah, he dunked it and then he blocked.
And 2 free throws down the line to finish with 54.
Who missed the free throws to win the game? Somebody was there.
Was it free throws or was it a jumper?
It was a jumper. Somebody was there.
It's just ironic that the jumper looked just like the same jumper he had taken in Toronto to win the series.
Yeah, it's crazy because like a couple of days ago, he also missed the game winner. But they were saying that he was him. Man, what was his name?
Kawhi Leonard?
That's it. I forgot because he hasn't played it so goddamn long. Forgot who it was.
He didn't make the All-Star game, right?
No, he didn't.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Oh my God. If I would have saw that De'Aaron Fox didn't make it and Kawhi Leonard made it, I would be like, I'd spit on somebody.
I noticed the one honorable mention that everybody agreed with didn't make it either, and that was Derrick Rose. Like a lot of people was trying to get Derrick Rose into the All-Star game, but it didn't happen.
Who agreed with him? I just told you that fans voted for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people wanted to see him there, but it didn't happen. But yeah, so Kawhi did have a chance at a last-second shot, and he was dribbling that ball for a minute. I want to say it was like 15 seconds left on the clock, and he was just like finding my way around.
So imagine if he had a Kyrie Irving.
And then I saw this man start making his way to the corner. I was like, he about to Toronto Raptor these boys. And that man shot it up. I was waiting for him to go down his little squat position. It's just like, it didn't even hit the rim.
It airballed.
It airballed. And I was just like, oh my goodness.
He got packed up by Alex Caruso a couple nights too.
Yeah.
That's your man's?
Yeah.
Better than LeBron. Oh, that's
Who said that?
That's what people were saying about Kawhi.
I don't know why they were saying
that. He's the new king of LA. He's better than Bro.
Is he?
You can tell everybody.
Where is he on the assist list?
LeBron just he's top 2 now. On the assist?
Where is he on the points list? I don't understand how many rings does he have?
3.
Kawhi got 3?
2.
One with the Spurs, one with the Raptors.
Right.
Yeah.
2.
Oh, okay. All right.
But people, I don't know, they got around that time.
I mean, people just be trying to find a reason not to like LeBron. I mean, you know what I mean?
Say that again?
People be trying to find a reason not to like LeBron.
Thank you.
Look, I'm not like an avid LeBron fan, but
I'm not either.
But I mean, I respect what he's doing in the game. I mean, I'm still one. If anybody has a reason to be upset, it's me, because when the whole decision came out, I bought the gray and orange LeBrons. Bro, I watched the decision on TV like, ain't no way he's not going to New York. His name's the King. He's King of New York.
I never thought LeBron was coming. I never bought a LeBron jersey. He killed the Pistons. All this other stuff. I was like, I don't know why people think I'm such a LeBron James fan. I'm an unbiased fan and recognize greatness.
Listen.
That's all it is.
Listen. I thought that man was coming to New York for sure. And when he did not, I was like, look at our rings just running away. But, you know what I mean?
Speaking of, you kind of led into it. We are 60 points away. 62 points away from being the number 1 leading scorer of all time.
Yeah. I mean, he said it himself. He said, I'm going to get there. I think at this point, he's not even stressing it.
No, he shouldn't be.
Like it's like he said in an interview. He was like, yeah, like they asked him in the interview, and it was like completely off topic of what just happened, because I think they had just won a close game the night before. And he was just like, what, I'm going to get there. Like, I have at least 2-3 seasons left in me, right? I have 2 or 3. Even if I don't score another point the rest of this year, I still have another 2-3 seasons. I'll be back, and it's gonna get done. You know what I mean? I just don't like the whole self-proclaimed GOAT. I want him to stop doing that. But he's already done it enough.
He's him.
I get it, but it's just like, I mean, it's just like you don't need to say it then, LeBron. I feel like the constant saying it is like you trying to convince yourself, and
everybody's telling him the opposite.
Who cares though? Who cares? That's like you. Well,
first of all,
that's like when I know I'm a billionaire and some chick is calling me a broke boy because I don't want to buy her a drink. I'm like, I'm not gonna pull up my account and be like, look at this chick. Like, you right, you got it. I'm a broke boy. I'm gonna walk away. You know what I mean?
You say that, but like in the moment, like when when everybody's laughing at you and clowning at you, like, yo, this broke ass over here tried to tell me this. And I was like, whoa, like you ain't about to call me broke. Because like if anybody over here,
you know what I would do? I would strategically just buy the bar and they just be like, hey, free drinks for the rest of the night.
That's still flexing though.
They would never know it was me. I'd just be.
You just said you were making an announcement.
No, I said I would strategically buy the bar out, and you would not know it was me. And At some point during that time, somebody's gonna know I bought the bar, but not you, and you're gonna be buying all these. Oh yeah, I'm buying these drinks. I'm coming over and get a drink. Somebody's gonna be like, oh, he's the one who bought the bar out.
And you think you won in that situation?
Yes.
How do you win? I just got free drinks for making fun of you.
It's a flex, baby. It's a flex.
No, first of all, you are a liar, bro, because that is not you at all. You will argue anything till like the very end of time.
I'm not about to argue with no chick in the bar calling me a broke.
Oh,
what? You think I'm about to argue with this chick?
Absolutely.
You are bugging. You are bugging.
Especially
you are
if
bugging.
your boys are around and you're getting roasted.
You are bugging. I might flame on something
be honest
and roast shorty right quick.
How you gonna be real with me when you ain't even real with yourself?
Come on, man. Listen, I'm not about to be bothered by that.
You are a liar.
I'm not about to be bothered by it, fam. I'm not.
You're the king of being in denial of stuff. Like you're literally a Raiders and Knicks fan.
Fam, like I said, I might just flame shorty right quick and walk away, but I'm not about to be going back and forth trying to prove to you I'm not a broke boy. Like what?
All right, so now we're getting off topic on that. But like,
right.
What we are talking about is someone trying to argue your greatness. If someone's trying to tell you like, oh, you're not even that good, like somebody else is better than you, you be like, are you kidding me, bro? Like this is what I did. Like these are my numbers. How am I not better than this person? He's not even doing that.
You could literally just say Google me and walk away.
But that's not you. Why are you? You're saying that he can do that, but what I'm saying that's not you. You would not do that.
If I'm LeBron and my numbers are what they are, you ain't even that good. That's fine, fam. Google me. Who am I? Who is better than me? The only people they can say is Kobe and Jordan. That's the only names they're going to bring up.
Kobe is not in that conversation.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if anybody's trying to argue with me as LeBron, the only two people they're going to bring up is Kobe or Jordan.
Yeah.
All right. Check my numbers to their numbers, man. Let me know what's different.
What about the rings?
I'm still playing, fam. Kyrie's coming next week. I'm going to be at 5, man. I'm going to be at 5 real soon.
I don't like this dishonest Raven. I don't know who this nigga is.
Yo, you
are a liar.
I told you in the beginning of the year, man. I told you in the beginning of the year,
I was waiting there's going to be a mask or something on. I'm about to Scooby-Doo this mode.
In the beginning of the year, man, I'm letting some stuff go and I'm moving into some new stuff, fam. Like,
sounds like you're just in denial.
I'm not in denial at all, man. I'm at peace.
You are lying.
Peace.
Lying.
I'm telling you, fam.
So like what? And like you're saying that like, oh, he's self-proclaiming goating. Like he's not even like really doing that either. Nah, he's just like, no.
He's literally saying I'm the mother effing goat.
Because he is. It's like, all right.
Self-proclamation, bro.
He's him.
I'm not. Listen.
Your favorite thing.
I'm not saying I'm hating on him. I'm just saying I would like to hear it less, fam. Like you've already said it. All right. The fact that you
keep asking him.
The fact that you keep saying it. The fact that you keep saying is like,
but people love when they ask Michael Jordan anything. Oh, I'd bust his ass. He couldn't do that. Yo, 1-on-1, I'd cook. He couldn't beat me. They love.
Have you ever heard Michael Jordan call himself the GOAT?
Yeah. What? They ask him stuff like that like all the time. He's like, ain't nobody better than me. Ain't nobody better than me. And they be like, that's the competitive edge that Michael Jordan has.
So right now you're telling me there's nobody better than me, but he's not like saying I'm the best ever. I'm
What's the difference? There's nobody better than me. I'm the GOAT. What's the difference?
I don't know. Maybe it's the delivery. I don't know. Maybe it's the delivery. And this is, I do not like Jordan. I do not like Jordan.
We just had a whole thing a minute ago talking about you people and intention and delivery. And like you were just like, it doesn't matter the delivery because the delivery is still this. It doesn't matter the intention because you still did this. You're still saying the same thing. I don't think you're mad about
what's different between Eddie and
I don't think you're mad about the delivery. I think you're mad at the packaging that the delivery comes in. When you're just like, I like it coming from Michael Jordan's mouth. I don't like it coming from LeBron's mouth. I don't like it coming
from either one of their mouth because it's me and Jordan and Pippen spend their whole career dunking on my man Patrick. I don't like it from either one of them. So like, I'm not picking like who should be saying it and who should not. It's like I think Jordan was actually the one who said like, I'm not gonna call myself the greatest. I don't want that trophy to look like me because in different eras there are different.
Because he's not getting a check.
In different eras there, he doesn't need a check, fam.
He's like, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like Michael Jordan is like, you're not gonna put my face on nothing. I'm not getting a check for it. So that's what he did. And they still named the trophy after. He's got the MVP trophy
named after him, but they wanted to make it the Jordan pose, and he was just like, nah, don't make it like me because
that's trademark.
Like like there's different eras of people in their greatness, and he was like, I'm not just gonna say I'm the greatest of all time ever, because there have people that I've never got a chance to play against, and there's gonna be people who surpass me who are gonna be playing different, and I don't want everybody to just try to be like Mike. I want them to be the best them, and I think that was the most like upfront, authentic I've seen Mike be in a minute. So I thought it was pretty dope.
I've never heard that Jordan speech. Where'd that come from?
I'll play it for you right after we're done, and you'll be like, "Oh shoot, my bad."
Please do.
I will.
All right.
Okay.
He might just be pulling a raisin and lying his ass off. Because anything I've ever heard Michael Jordan say is like, he literally scoffs when people mention it. He's like, oh. He's like, that kid.
Yeah, and for somebody he already killed, like, yeah, why are you bringing him up? I already smoked him. Like when he's looking at the little tablet and he's like laughing at your boy Isaiah. Yeah. Like, I cooked him already. I don't know. What are we talking about now?
Whoa, we're not about to sit here. Whoa, we're not about to sit here and do this. I cooked Isaiah Thomas, because them niggas sent you to the third floor of the gym, bro. They sent you to the gym. You owe Detroit them rings, bro. What you talking about? We made you who you are. Joe Dumars looked at you in the ground and said, "Show them who you are." Get out of here. I cooked him.
I mean, I said that just to get you on a rant.
There's nothing but highlights of you on your back in Detroit.
Just to get you on a rant.
What the hell? Listen, there's only two people in the conversation for to go. It is either Michael Jordan or it is LeBron James, and it's whoever you believe, the other person has to be number two. There's no other people. They're in that tier alone. And it's like the argument then becomes is like, oh, well, this person has more accolades, this person won more, and then this person is just like had a better like longevity and did more, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. However you want to view it, it's like those are the only two. Kobe doesn't belong in there. Kareem doesn't belong in there. Bill Russell doesn't belong in there. It's just those two people up there. There's a whole nother tier afterwards, and that's when you can start bringing up certain other people, your Magics, your Birds, your Wilts, like all that stuff. Like you can start bringing all that stuff, but they're the only two that have all of the things that make everybody else's cases, and they perfected it.
And out of the two, you pick who?
Oh, LeBron. I think LeBron's better than Jordan. I think if you did...
I thought you picked Jordan before.
Before? I mean, when I was younger, I was a big Michael Jordan fan.
No, I feel like we had this conversation before, and you said Jordan.
Wait, was this 2002 when we had this conversation? Because like, there was a point in time where like to me, LeBron became the GOAT. Like I would say, like to me, it was like 2018-ish, like when he won the ring in Cleveland. Like I think that was around the time where I was like, I can finally say I think LeBron's the greatest basketball player of all time. I think if you were to say, because like that's the thing too, is people confuse like the arguments where they were like, oh, well, like Michael Jordan's got Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same year, and it's like, yes, if you're gonna go by accolades and like all that stuff like that, Michael Jordan is better, like in that sense. But if you're telling me I need the best basketball player in the world and I could pluck him and I could put him anywhere and play in any system, to me, that's LeBron James. Does that make sense? Like to me, he's the best player. He just didn't do the most winning, I guess, like you could say, even though like having LeBron James on your team is an easy 55 wins for 20 straight years is a wild thing to say. Michael Jordan can't say that. Like that's not the case. And I think that's because of like the competition level was so low during Jordan's area. Like that's why he was able to flourish in the way that he did. If that makes sense.
You don't have to convince me.
I'm trying to say if I'm making sense or if I'm just babbling.
We'll see what it says in the comments. We already know who's getting in there first.
Wendell Clark?
Him and then B-Miz.
Yeah, that was B-Miz ain't been watching in a minute. He's not doing nothing in there.
Oh, snap.
He's too busy looking at Kevin Durant pictures like, you don't have to say what you did. I already know. Tell me you love me. Why would you leave me all alone?
Wow.
Cry me a river.
You okay now?
No.
That's Justin Timberlake.
The damage is
Cry
done.
me a river. It's not ours.
This is Kyrie Irving. Oh, the damage is done. I guess I'll be leaving.
All right. Lastly, Pro Bowl week has started.
We're skipping over a big thing. Anyways, the Super Bowl is set, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Pro Bowl first.
You said last night.
All right, well, maybe football is the last thing. I apologize. All right. So Pro Bowl week has started. I didn't know. I thought it was going to start today.
I thought it was
started yesterday. I think this Pro Bowl is actually entertaining. A lot of the events that they have going on, like guys having fun, which is probably stuff they were probably already doing, but now they're like making it competition.
I think they started a lot of this stuff, like the dodgeball and stuff like last year.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. So last night they had the dodgeball competition. They had the long drive competition for like golfing. Like then they had the target hitting with the quarterbacks, and they had the best catch where dudes were doing like
one-handed catches and doing all that stuff.
All types of crazy catches. Yeah, that one was kind of weak. But
what are you supposed to do? How many different ways can I catch it with one hand? Like I can do a flip?
Nah, so they were doing like one dude was jumping into the pool and flipping and making a catch. Justin Jefferson like caught a pass off the Eiffel Tower, which you're basically it's like you're catching a punt.
Yeah.
Somebody was like scaling through Vegas, like they're like on a zip line.
Yeah.
And Matt Liner's throwing the ball up to him, and he's got to catch it like in the air, which was like, all right,
what are we doing?
Right. I think we reached on this one. Another one was like the water balloon toss, which was pretty funny. Like, cause like you see the linemen and everybody out there with soft hands, and then people getting smacked with water balloons. That was pretty dope. I think the one that stood out the most was the fact that man Derek Carr went ham. And the Pro Bowl is in Vegas this year. So like he's competing. It was like AFC versus NFC, and Derek Carr goes up last, and they needed like so many points to win. And this man proceeded to hit every single target clean, and then hit the target that you could hit multiple times. He almost made like the super long distance 10 ball. And Ryan Clark comes over and was like, man, Derek Carr, you was on fire, man. When's the last time you've been like that? He was like, apparently it's been a while. That's why I'm leaving Vegas. I was like, dang,
he did not hold back, bro.
Dang,
he did not hold back.
Like, damn, Daniel. You over here buying gifts, you send the heartfelt letter and everything, and now you're like the woman scoring. Like this man, I feel like he about to start going ham on the Raiders.
These motherfuckers. Like, what are you talking about?
Yo, listen, man, he did not hold no punches, man. But it's entertaining. I like what they're doing. I think there's supposed to be like a flag football game and some other events coming up before like the actual game. So it'll be pretty dope to see what else they got going on. They could get away from the old best catch thing though, because that was kind of weak.
It's funny that you bring up Derek Carr because I did have a little game I wanted to play with you.
Okay.
So Derek Carr is obviously up to be traded. That's the game plan, is to trade him. You obviously want your boy CJ Stroud.
Yes.
As his replacement.
Yes.
So my question is, you guys have the number 7 pick in the draft. Is like, what team would take Derek Carr and a 7th overall pick to flip spots so that way you guys can get over it? So these are the teams that are above them.
Okay.
It is the Lions, the Seahawks, the Colts, the Cardinals, the Texans, and the Bears.
I think all of those teams except for the Bears and the Cardinals could potentially be a trade.
I don't think Houston's doing it because, like, you think Houston would take Derek Carr over instead of having CJ Stroud? Why would they do that?
I just think they need some type of leadership to get them over a hump, to get people to start buying tickets again and be happy about that team.
No, they need talent. That team sucks ass.
Derek Carr is talented. He is talented. You take CJ Stroud, you're just letting your team know that you are in a rebuilding season for the next 2 to 3 years. You don't know what to expect. Ticket sales are going to go down. Like, you run a risk. Some teams are, and if you're thinking as a GM or a coach, I need to start doing something now or I could be out of a job. You may think that you need a Derek Carr in order to start making some stuff happen right now.
I think
because you got to think they're going to have to give them Derek Carr and our first round pick for their first round pick.
The number 7 overall pick.
Right. So they would still have a first round pick at number 7 and still get a valuable piece to go with Derek Carr.
But like, why would I want that when the team that already has that doesn't want that?
Because you end up with 2 pieces instead of 1 piece.
You have both of those pieces and you don't want those pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it, but like for another team, it looks different. Like the aspect of having a Derek Carr looks different for them.
But I think like
we've had the luxury of having a Derek Carr. We need to move in another direction. But for a team that has not, and they need something right now, they might.
So you think the Houston Texans would take Derek Carr so that way they could have him thrown to like Brandon Cooks and like all these dudes,
and
when instead of
else you potentially get in the draft,
which is instead of just taking C.J. Stroud, or I can't remember the other quarterback's name. What's his name? Bryce Young, where I could have these two and have the next 6 to 8 years of their future instead of like Derek Carr. We know what Derek Carr is.
It depends, man. These GMs be weird, man. That's why A.J. Brown's in the Super Bowl now.
The Colts.
I can see the Colts doing it too.
They just had their fill of Matt Ryan to the point where like they literally subbed him out. That's what I'm saying. They got Jonathan Taylor. They got Michael Pittman, young wide receiver, young running back. Why would they not want to put like a young quarterback behind there instead of Derek Carr?
Because you need experience. Jonathan Taylor was terrible this season.
Matt Ryan was experienced.
Yeah, but he wasn't good.
It was Derek Carr?
Derek Carr is good. He is good. Derek Carr is good.
Better than like one of the 3 best quarterbacks in this draft?
You can't ask me that because you already know I want C.J. Stroud. So
I think that's what the other teams say too. It's like, why would we want your what is old and busted new hotness? I want the new hotness.
Nah, I understand.
You're Derek Carr. You're making big money too, so it's like you're also come with that.
People are pressured about the whole win now situation. You understand? Like, there's nobody like with those teams. There's like you have Jeff Saturday. He's not comfortable. They're not going to give him the opportunity to build a team. They want to see him win games, and if he's not winning games, he could be out of a job.
He just won games.
He has a high draft pick, fam.
But yeah, they had no wins before he got there.
He won a game when he first took over, and then he won a couple more games. But after that, you didn't hear no more about Jeff Saturday.
They had no wins before he got there, and then they ended up with like 3. I'm trying to tell you right now, they had 4 wins and a tie. They had no wins when he got there.
Okay,
they got 4 wins and a tie.
Okay. And the reason he has a job is because of those 4 wins. So if you think he goes and gets C.J. Stroud and it's a rebuilding year and things don't go well, you think they're – bro, you went and got your guy. You went and got who you wanted, and you're not winning.
We go and we get Derek Carr, and he looks exactly the way Matt Ryan did, and we still don't win games. I'm getting fired.
If you're telling me to choose between Derek Carr and Matt Ryan, I'm choosing Derek Carr. He's not going to look like Matt.
I'm asking you to choose between Derek Carr and C.J. Stroud is what I'm asking you to choose between.
I'm choosing C.J. Stroud.
And I think the rest of these teams would do the same. I'm trying to think of
I don't know the reason of playing this game.
So, like, all right. So, like, the only people, like, I think would be realistic would be either the Seahawks or the Lions. And I think the Lions like what they got from Jared Goff last year. So then you have the Seahawks, who I also think that
Jared Goff was giving some games up.
He was also winning some games. They were, like, one of the highest.
What I'm saying is, yes, they won some games. But down the stretch when they really needed to win, to we could really go on a run. He was laying eggs all over the place.
He was not. The defense was laying eggs.
Okay.
Because that's what they literally in the last 6 weeks of the season was the highest scoring team.
If I'm on the field for the majority of the game, I make the majority of the mistakes. The defense is not supposed to be on the field more than the offense.
I mean, if I score quick every time, the defense would be on the field.
They was not scoring quick.
They were the highest scoring team in the league. They're the highest scoring team in the league for the entire. That's not Patrick Mahomes' team. It's not Jalen Hurts' team. It's not any of these other. It's not the Bills. It was the Lions. They were beating. They knocked Aaron Rodgers out the playoffs. They beat the Vikings.
That's not something to cheer about. That team was trash. But I get what you're saying. I gotta look at some of these scores because I need to know what you're talking about.
The thing is, I feel like we don't even need to go through all this because the whole point is they're not taking that trade to move back 1 or 2 spots in anyways. So the real question is the Seahawks, who Geno Smith was another one who's I think they like what they got from Geno Smith last year. So I don't think that there is room for the Raiders to trade up to get CJ Stroud. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, if that's ultimately where we're going to, then I'm going to say no. I don't think nobody's going to give up their first round pick for Derek Carr. Okay. I would like to see it.
With the 7th pick. If they're saying with the 7th pick and Derek Carr,
the only chance of doing that is if it's with a team that has a QB.
So what the hell did we just spend the last 12 minutes arguing about?
This was your game.
Yeah, but you were saying
what I'm saying. If the only chance that you would have is if it's with a team that has a QB, so that they can say we don't need to draft a QB, so we'll move back to 7th and still get the guy that we want. and still get something else in response. But I don't think that team's taking a Derek Carr. They just want your first round pick and potentially something else, which is what the Raiders are probably not trying to give up because we have very few pieces that are great that we can afford to let go of. So I think we're stuck with the 7th round pick, and it's our fault because I told us before we can't do anything right. First, we can't win games to get to where we're supposed to be. And now we're winning games when we're supposed to be losing them so that we can stay where we want to be because we know we want to get a quarterback. And now we end up with the 7th overall pick when we were in top 3 before we decided we wanted to start winning games. Like, what are you really doing, you idiot? So, Raider fans, life.
Did we have anything else to say about the Pro Bowl stuff?
Nope.
So all we got to do is the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Eagles versus Chiefs. I'm on the side of Philly. I think Philly's kind of got this one in the bag. Where you at with it?
Yeah, I picked Philly as well, man. But I initially picked Philly. I had Philly and the Bengals ended up losing. So I'm not going to change my pick because Patrick Mahomes and them is there. But I still think Philly has the right weaponry to combat offensively against the Chiefs. And like I've been saying when I said during the Bengals games, I think all of the wide receivers, aside from Travis Kelce, are guardable. And if you take away the Travis Kelce effect, and you guard these wide receivers, you can beat the Chiefs. Like they keep letting. I know Patrick Mahomes knows how to extend plays, but if he extends a play, you know who he's going to. He's going to Travis Kelce. So you have to over and under on Travis Kelce, and then you got to man up on these other wide receivers and just see if they're going to beat you. Like the Bengals let freaking Van Scantling beat them. Like
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Like fam. Like come on now. Somebody blew some assignments there. Like you're not supposed to let that happen. Patrick Mahomes is amazing. I'm not going to take nothing away from him, but I just feel like the Chiefs of old are not the Chiefs of now, and I think they're very guardable. And the Eagles have a real shot to win the Super Bowl. Either way, it's going to be entertaining. I'm not going to be rooting for the Eagles or the Chiefs. I'm looking to see a very entertaining Super Bowl, and I think that's what it's going to prove to be.
I know that we have our own thing where we're trying to figure out who gets to pick the Eagles for the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
There was another thing that I was like, damn, I can't believe that we almost forgot to talk about this. I just thought about it right now, and I feel like it's not getting the attention that it deserves in general just because of what happened last time. But the GOAT retiring, man. Tom Brady announced his retirement again.
Cap.
You think he's coming back?
I think he's retired until he gets a good offer. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when week 1 starts and he's not on a roster. But I feel like if he got an offer that was worth it, he would be like, because we've been through this before.
I don't know how I feel about him waiting until the first day of Black History Month to announce that.
Trying to steal the thunder.
Would you care to make a wager?
Huh?
Would you care to make a wager?
On if he's going to retire or not?
Yeah.
Nah. No, I'm not putting nothing towards Tom. I'm putting nothing towards Tom.
You took everything.
Thomas Stetson Brady. I'm all set.
You could You could get a free wings dinner for all you know.
Nope. I can just buy one. I'm not messing with Tom, man. But I don't think it's legit. I think if there's something like there's an offer of a team out there that's like it's too good to refuse, which was like a Miami situation, but Miami made it clear that they're not going after Tom. But I feel like if there's a really good situation, Tom would be like, I could give it one more year.
Okay, so like before we head out, is there a situation that you think is good enough that he would come back for?
I was trying to think about it the other night because I knew when I said this, you were going to ask me that question, and I couldn't really think of a team that, like Minnesota, maybe.
Okay.
Who was the other team? Dag. Who was the other team? The Jets, but I know he's not going to play for the Jets because it's just not an appealing offer, other than getting to play his old team twice and beat
I think that would be a big enough offer if he could beat Bill Belichick twice.
Yeah. So what I just try to do is I try to find a lot of teams that had a decent tight end with a sturdy running back and a good star wide receiver. So I was thinking Minnesota. I was thinking the Jets, and of course the Raiders. But the Raiders said they're all set. So and then the other one was Miami, and Miami had recently said they were all set. So I don't know, man.
So we talked before about like this big quarterback shuffle that's getting ready to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers is still out there. The Packers said that they're trying to trade him. He was interviewed very briefly while he was golfing, and then they asked him, and he said, "I'm not going to San Francisco."
Mm-hmm.
So like he's still out there.
San Fran wouldn't be bad for Brady.
I'm saying that was his favorite team as a kid.
They said Devontae Adams posted some cryptic message, as if Aaron Rodgers was coming to Vegas. I'm all set.
What did he say?
What neighborhood is he gonna live in, or something like that, and it had like a Vegas tag on it, or something like that.
I don't know.
Don't be making that face like you been talking to Aaron at the shuffleboard table. Like, Aaron, I promise I wouldn't say nothing. Like,
let's do an ayahuasca together. I was like, yo, bro, just fucking imagine. Like, Vegas, fucking kill it, bro.
Why'd your eyes get smaller when you said it?
I'm fucking high as shit, bro. My eyes aren't that big. This is my eyes regular. This is my eyes squinted. There's not much of a difference anyway. Are you making fun of my Asian heritage? No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, are you?
That's even more reason. Somehow, some way.
Stop it.
But that's all I have. Did you have anything else that you want to add?
No. I mean, we know the biggest topic is first time in NFL history, 2 black QBs going for a Super Bowl. So
I've seen the one meme already, and they were like, "There's 2 brothers. First time ever that 2 brothers are playing in the Super Bowl, and Travis Kelce's playing Jason Kelce." 2 brothers. Get it?
You want to know what the name of the first restaurant I ate when I went to the Bahamas?
Was it the brothers?
2 brothers. Shout out to my cousin Shay.
Does the Andy Reid factor play anything at all into this?
Definitely.
Because there was he was the former Eagles coach.
Definitely.
Nick Sirianni.
Definitely. And everybody's been saying that Andy Reid is certified. But the coach in Philly, what did you say his name was?
Nick Sirianni.
He looked like he bought that action.
Jalen Hurts is about that action. Jalen about to put the Hurts on these Chiefs.
Yeah. And
even if he gets hurt,
it also is something to take in mind is like the Chiefs had 4 starting receivers go down. We don't know what their health is. We don't know.
Andy Reid's already confirmed yesterday that they all should be healthy for the game.
Yeah, of course it's a Super Bowl, but we don't know what healthy means.
I know, I'm just saying.
Patrick Mahomes is going to be healthy, but we know his ankle is still going to be ailing.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just saying that you're saying that we don't know, but it's just that's the last news that we've gotten about it.
Right, but it's not like saying we have an ailing Tyreek Hill, and you're like, okay, we good. And we got an ailing Juju, and you're like,
We got broken foot T.O. playing in the Super Bowl.
Right. It's like Hardman he's got a little knee thing going like come on now. Like
Kadarius Toney.
Right. It's so we'll see, man. But like I said, my pick is the Eagles.
If Marquez Valdez-Scantling wins Super Bowl MVP, this would be the worst Super Bowl MVP that's probably ever existed. No, Malcolm Smith was the worst one.
All set. I know one Chiefs fan and I know a couple Eagles fans. So, I mean, they're not annoying to where I don't want to see either of their team win. So it's just like.
I was gonna say we're gonna have another pod right before the Super Bowl anyway, so we'll be able to get more insight on that. Right. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Did you have anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, man. Episode 73 in the books. We'll see y'all next week when we start talking about Knock at the Cabin Door. Mm-hmm. We'll have another Super Bowl preview, and then obviously the next week of shows, Abbott's coming back, things of that nature. So until then, we'll see y'all at 74.